Hey everybody, I'm back with a short video on organizing yarn supplies. In addition to doing beading, I also crochet, mostly scarves and blankets, but I have a good stock of yarn depending on what project I'm getting into. And I'm hoping to sell some of my scarves at some point, and you need a place to store ongoing projects, finished projects, and yarn stash. So what I have is a couple different things. So my Calyx drawers, or cubbies really, have worked out really well with these soft-sided bins that I use to finish, to store all my finished scarves. So hopefully when it's safe to go back out and do a craft show, I can bring all these with me. And right now I have 2 bins filled with finished scarves. And then I also have my yarn stash in here. So this bin, actually, I use plastic bag, has all of my scrap yarn in it. So, yarn that I used on a project and ended up having leftovers. So I just split it up by type into plastic baggies. And when I get enough of a certain type, I'll probably end up just making like one wild scarf or a wild blanket with all the yarn I have. So I just kind of, as I finish things off, I just kind of bag it up and put it in here. I've been saving this for a while. And then over here is some of my yarn stash. I have one of my cakes. This is stuff I bought a while ago to do ruffle scarves. And some extra yarn that I have full skeins of that I might do another scarf with or add into a blanket. But I have it if I need it. So that's how I store finished projects and some of my yarn supply. But I also have, for my active projects, 2 different bags that I use. So this bag I have for my smaller projects when I'm doing a scarf. And it has a lot of pockets, so it's great for holding all my crochet hooks and a little notebook. And it has more pockets on this side, which is great for holding the labels to the skein of yarn if I want to hold on to them for any reason for a little while. More hooks. So it's really nice because it can be toteable from room to room or to somebody's house if I'm working on something with friends. And then I have this much bigger bag that I bought. So this smaller one I got in one of those clubs that you those house parties that you do where they're selling different bags, I think, so I did this to support a friend that was doing one of those house party clubs, those kind of Tupperware things, and it was perfect for that project. This was a fundraiser at my niece's school, and I got it because I was starting a blanket project and I needed a big bag to make sure to store the blanket as it got bigger and to store all the yarn that I was using to keep it with me while I was making the blanket. So right now this is filled up actually with yarn that I bought because my winter project is I'm actually going to make scarves to donate. So this is the yarn that I bought for that project. So I'm just keeping it all in this bag. And as I finish a scarf, it goes in the bag. And when I get a certain amount of scarves together, then I'll donate them. But my knitting hobby is not as large as my bead hobby, but this works out really well to keep a couple projects going and to have a nice collection of yarn on hand. So that way, I always buy when there's sales. So it's a good way to store things. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like it, subscribe, and check back soon.